Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined now by your 2025 Division II Women's Basketball National Championship head coach Mike Williams, tournament MVP Riley Bisballe, and Ellie Droste. A few notes for you for the press conference. This is the second national championship for Grand Valley Women's Basketball, the first since 2006. Riley joins Julie Braseth as tournament MVP, the second in program history, and let's see here. Riley Bisballe, MacKenzie Bisballe, and Nicole Kameen join Braseth and Nikki Reams as all tournament team members in program history. Also, the 30th national championship in Grand Valley State history that is now tied for 5th in NCAA Division II. As we've done all week, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll turn it over to questions for the student athletes, and then questions from the field. Coach, your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, first, before that, I want to thank the people that put this on. The committee here was outstanding. The Duquesne University letting us play in this arena was outstanding. It was unbelievable. It was one of the best. I've been to 6 of them. This is the best atmosphere that we've been in. And the city of Pittsburgh was outstanding. The restaurants, the hotel, the people. So a big shout out. Thank you for hosting this thing, because I know it's not easy. I know the committee members are here for 5 days, 6 days, and put in a lot of time, and so thank you for doing that. That's awesome. I thought it was, you talk about one game, and we kind of went in the locker room. We said, it's not. This is just one game. Yep, it's national championship, but it's still one game. It's one game. You're playing at Northern Michigan. You're playing Drury down at Champaign. You're playing up at Michigan Tech. You're in the regional final versus, or the GLIAC final versus Ferris. It's just another game. And I think we kind of approached it that way. We just kind of came in, took care of business, played our style of basketball. I thought, Cal State was a really good team. You watch them on film and you think they're good, but you don't appreciate how good they are until you see them in person. And I think they really got us in that first 5 minutes of the game. We were used to their effort, their length, their athleticism, and we struggle with it. And then once we kind of got used to that, thought we did a better job. We spaced them better, made some better decisions with the ball, got some runouts, and then obviously we told them at halftime, they're probably going to make a run, and they did. And I thought our players, we kept saying, one of our things is stay the course, don't give in, just stay the course. And I thought they did in that fourth quarter.
Riley and Ellie, let's talk a little bit about the early going of that game. Obviously, we've seen both of the teams in the championship tonight have really shown some defensive intensity over the course of the tournament. And as things got on, it looked like your offense was starting to figure out how to handle their defensive intensity. What were you seeing on the floor?
I think we started out, their press kind of got to us. They were tipping passes, and I think we just kind of calmed down a little bit, snapped our passes, and we're just getting better looks.
And to bounce off of that, it takes a couple of seconds and even a couple of minutes just to kind of get used to the feel of the game, figure out the physicality of it. It took us a couple of minutes to figure that out. We, like Riley said, we fixed our passing, moved the ball a little bit better, and it ended up working out for us.
All right, let's open it up to questions from the field. Just raise your hand. I'll pass along the microphone, and you can ask your questions so the audio will pick up on the press conference. Questions for Coach or the athletes?
Riley and Ellie, as senior leaders, how gratifying is it to go out on top in your last game in your college career?
It's an awesome feeling. This is the ultimate end goal for any team. And I'm just so proud to be a part of an amazing program and amazing coaches, amazing teammates, and
it's emotional being done. Really great program. Met some of my best friends. So sad to see it end this way, but you couldn't have asked for anything more. Freshman year was pretty rough. It's rough for everybody, but we had COVID, so that was pretty bad. So to end this way, super gratifying and just so grateful to have done it with this group of people.
And then, Coach, close calls over the past couple of years, either losing in Final Four or getting beat in the regional final. How, gratifying for you is it to go out on top, win this one?
Yeah, talk about, we have 3 COVID seniors, and, we haven't been together at the end of the year. The Final Four year, Riley tore ACL in the region tournament. Last year, Ellie tore ACL in the Purdue Northwest game just after Christmas. So we haven't had these guys all together, and this year they were. And Hadley Miller, one of them, and down the stretch in this game, I think it was the 4.5 minute mark. It was still kind of a close game. I said, "You guys want to win this or not?" And all three of them said, "Can't say what they said, but yes, we want to win this, coach." And I thought, okay, we'll be in good shape. They were on the floor at the end, and Ellie does what she does, making free throws, and Riley rebound, hit that three in the corner, and Hadley defending and moving the basketball and cutting. And so, like Ellie said, these guys were here for COVID, and they thankfully, first year decided when they got that year back, yes, we're in, coach, we're in. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then we added, Avery Cabana, who's a true senior, was great through this year, and what a career she had. And then Kat Schmidt transferred from Lewis for her fifth year, and just unbelievable. This group of, you got 5 seniors, the 3 COVID seniors, and what they've done. I don't know what the numbers are for these guys for the last few years, but it's probably been pretty good, And so, wow, you miss people like that.
We'll start with Riley, and then I have a couple of follow-ups for everyone. But there are people that get to win a national championship. There are people that get to share really special seasons with people that they love, and then there's you, who gets to share a national championship with your sister. Can you just take me through just the emotion of that fact? I mean,
yeah, it's really exciting. Not everyone gets to do it, like you said. And I'm just really proud of everything that she's done this year and how she's helped our team. And it's just really cool to have went through her freshman year and my final year of college together. So.
For Coach, I mean, you and I had a conversation after the quarterfinal, and we talked about the one sitting to your immediate right there as the ultimate lunch pail player. I mean, speak to where she is in just all of the great athletes that you've had a chance to coach.
Well, there's a lot of them. You don't put them in whatever spot they are, but what Riley did this year. Well, last year and a half, she became more of a vocal leader. She's quiet. I don't know if she said a boo her first year and a half, 2 years. I'm not sure her to communicate much at all. I was on her all the time. She had a tough freshman year because I was always in her grill about communicating and stepping up and all that stuff. And like I said, this last year especially, how she did things behind the scenes, mainly a lot with Kenzie. You saw her development through the year. We've had freshmen do what she's done very often. I think a lot of that's with her, with her helping that development. So, just a complete player, just complete both ends of the ball. And, both these guys, what they've done in their careers is pretty impressive.
For all of you, and then I have one more follow-up for the athletes. I mean, the first championship since 2006, and Coach, you mentioned your experience the other day. 15, 20, 25 years from now, when all of you, take that championship ring out of a box, I mean, what are you going to think about when, you look at that ring?
I'll be excited if I'm around 15, 20 years from now. Number one, you guys probably know how old I am. But, you remember those things. You've got the memories. Eric was here in the national championship team, that you remember all those things. And then Julia Brasseth, now Visser, talked to our team before the game and we had her shooting a little podcast. But you remember the things, not the games necessarily. You remember everything else. And that's the things you remember these guys. You don't remember COVID. All things in COVID. They'll tell stories. We'll tell stories. They'll come back to games. We'll have an alumni event. The golf outing. We'll talk about all those things. But it has so little to do with the basketball and so much more to do with everything else that you remember, and that kind of brings you together. The basketball brings you together, and everything else is what you remember.
Oh, do you want me to say something about it? I mean, kind of like what Coach said, the memories is going to be something that I'm going to remember the most. And again, the people. I'm not going to remember what game I scored however many points in, or what my record was my entire 5 years here. I'm going to remember all the people that I played with, all the memories I made with them, and I'm going to remember these amazing coaches for just taking a chance on all of us from little small towns in Michigan.
She might remember the regional final that one year when she kind of carried us to the final, to the Elite Eight, but the other stuff maybe not.
I mean, same as Ellie. It's just the relationships and the memories that we've created together. We're just so close, and that makes not just the basketball part fun, but outside of basketball fun too.
And finally, and I apologize to the room because I've asked this question a couple of times this week, but for the little you that fell in love with the game all those years ago, if they could sit up there with you right now and look at you as national champions, what would they say to you? What would you say to them?
I mean, I don't think I ever would have thought I would be playing college basketball, but I think they'd be proud of me, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I also don't think I would have been playing college basketball either. I never would have imagined this in my life. If anything, it was like go win a high school championship, win a state championship for that. But to win a national championship is just kind of out of my reach at that age. But again, would just be super proud for sticking through all the really hard times and just being able to celebrate this moment with everyone.
Any other questions? Coach, ladies, sincerely, congratulations. It has been a joy and a pleasure to watch you all week. You've all been terrific in interviews, terrific on the court, and go enjoy the rest of your evening. Celebrate your championship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, yep.